Bulldog Nation, you are now going to witness, watch, and listen to the best podcast in the league. Get set for a wild ride with From the Hill Podcast, featuring Wayne Cartwright, Damian Green, Tanarius Gooden, David Thomas, Jennifer Murray, and Corey Williams. Don't miss out. Subscribe now to From the Hill Podcast. It's time to turn up the excitement and make some noise.
What's going on, family?
Yo.
What's up, people?
It's been a minute since we've been together, right?
I know, man.
Come on, Jen.
I've been missing action.
It's clarity.
So
I see you, Jen.
Get right to it, y'all. Let's talk about the holiday. Jen, what you do for Thanksgiving? Tell a funny story real quick, because we know you got one. Or two or three.
Well, I actually worked Thanksgiving morning. I got off at 7:30 that morning. So I was tired to have a funny story. I caught part of the Mason State parade. I cooked. I did. Everything was good. So that's pretty much all I had. I was tired.
Yeah. What about you, T?
Man, I kicked it with some friends. You know, I've made a tradition starting last year that in lieu, I support everybody that's in the Macy's parade. But I'm gonna watch our what we did 2 years ago. That's my Thanksgiving tradition now. I'm gonna watch it, what we did, and I'm gonna share it. So I love watching how we got our shine on. 3 years. Is it 2 or 3 years? 2 years ago.
It's 2 years.
2 years ago now.
2 years ago.
I love watching that. I love when it pops up on my memory. So that's a Thanksgiving memory. So I watch it. I always share it. But other than that, I just kick it with some friends. Watch football. Eat. Thing we always do.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Dave?
Yeah, pretty much the same as everybody. I went home to Chicago for Thanksgiving. Yes, sir. Spent it with the family. Was really great. Always great seeing them, and got to watch my Bears become boy 9-3, baby. Ain't been able to say that in a very long time.
Right.
So
since Lovie Smith, right?
My brother, my dad, my brother had everybody in the house in like Bears gear. Like everybody had to wear Bears gear that day. T-shirt, socks, hat, whatever it was, you had to wear Bears gear. So we all just, got up that Friday, watched the game, and it was a real good time. Had a little flight delay as I was coming back to Charlotte.
But
yesterday. Of course, right? The snow decided it wanted to show up and try to keep me there a little bit longer, but I was able to get back. I got here like at 1:30 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
and really haven't been asleep.
and chest out, chin up, and you're here with us.
Look at that, talking about Packer fan. Got a Packer fan said, "Congrats to the Bears for a good season so far." Look, had to say that so far.
Right? Hey, we gonna see y'all
because y'all get the Packers on Sunday, right up there in Lambeau in the freezing cold.
That's right. And you know how we did last season with a win on the Packers, so we're gonna repeat that.
As a Saints fan, I just want to take this whole conversation out.
Hey, I'm a Brown fan. I ain't no better. Look, but my Buckeyes.
But
my Buckeyes did get it done though. My Buckeyes did finally snap that losing streak against the team up north. I was glad about that.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I mean, at least y'all have a good quarterback.
Hey,
you said tell a joke. New Orleans Saints.
Yeah. Hey, Cleveland Browns. But for me, I enjoy the holiday. Spend it with my daughters. Man, growing so doggone fast, man. My oldest is halfway through her senior year of high school, man, getting ready to go to college. And then my youngest is just doing her thing in 7th grade. So got to spend time with them, my whole family up in Cleveland. It snowed a ton in Cleveland on Thanksgiving Day. We got about 4 or 5 inches up there, and then, but it was still always fun. It was a lot of love. I definitely enjoyed watching that Alabama-Auburn game, man. I know T, you probably didn't enjoy it because it was very tight down to the wire, but I enjoyed watching that thing.
No, I enjoy it every year because it's always like that. Like I never it's just part of life now. No matter the record, that game is gonna be tight like that, and then I expect the team I cheer for to come out on top. And for 6 years in a row, that has been the case.
Well, so hey, we're gonna get on into the show here in just a minute. Just wanted to welcome everybody in tonight. We are back and live in full color. We just want to invite everybody that is on to make sure that you hit the like button tonight. Also, if you've never subscribed to this show before, make sure you subscribe. We'll do all of the good things tonight that we always do, which across the bottom of the screen, we got a couple of basketball announcements. Men's tomorrow night, Tennessee State, 7 p.m. Be there live. And also the women, they've got a couple games this week against Tuskegee and Miles. So we got all this stuff going on. I do want to make sure that I welcome in some of the folks. We got Miss Tracy Stevenson says Happy Giving Tuesday to everyone, right. And welcome to a night with the one and only Dr. Hadiyah-Nicole Green, the answer to cancer. Love that.
Yes.
Good evening, kings and queens. Good evening to you. Said, this is exciting, being able to hear directly from one of the top 100 women in history, as named by USA Today.
That's right.
Hey, what they do?
Your bulldog.
Yeah. Hey, St. Louis, Missouri. Hey, shout out to you. Good evening to you in St. Louis, Missouri. Then we got the chair for the national partnership between Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, Incorporated in the Orla Lee Smith Cancer Research Foundation. Present. Welcome to you, sir.
Welcome.
Barbie Parker. Good to see you, brother. All that good stuff, man. Everybody that's on, man. We love this. Hello to everyone. Hello to you. And then we got, hello, Marlon, double duty. Yes, so we got all the good stuff going on tonight. We even did more stuff rolling in. So shout out to all of y'all that are tuned in to watch this show tonight. All right.
Absolutely.
So without further ado, it gives us so much great pleasure here on From the Hill podcast to welcome an American physicist, a trendsetter, a trailblazer. This person was Miss Alabama A&M in her day. She is an Alabama A&M graduate. She holds many titles, and I'm going to let her speak all of that for herself because, ladies and gentlemen, the woman of the hour, the lady of the hour is with us. So it gives us great pleasure for the very first time on From the Hill podcast to welcome none other than Dr. Hadiyah-Nicole Green. Good evening.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for having me. When I tell you, this feels like homecoming part 2.
Oh yeah. There we go.
It was so good to see your faces at homecoming, and then to be here now. So let me just start with a round of gratitude to each of you. It's so good to see you, and thank you so much for having me and for all the love. There are some places in the world where I go and I feel undervalued, invisible, unappreciated, but the love I get from my alma mama.
I like that. Alma mama. I like that.
I love that.
They raise us, don't they?
Yes. And to be with my brothers and sisters, it fills my heart. Thank you all so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here. I don't have my A&M swag all the way, but I got my A&M pen.
It's all good. It's all good.
Love it. We love it. We love it. But Dr. Green, I know I ran into you for the first time at Envy at their homecoming. Hey, look, we all become just regular and them Bulldogs. So we get into Envy during homecoming.
Right.
But again, it is so great to have you on tonight. Before we get into our panel questions and everything like that, I mean, if there's anybody out here who might be under a rock that may not know who you are, tell the people, introduce yourself to those.
Okay. Thank you for allowing me. I don't normally know how to introduce myself to family, but for those who don't know me, I'm Dr. Hadiyah-Nicole Green. I'm a physicist and the founder of the Aura Lee Smith Cancer Research Foundation. That's the short version. To extend upon that, I am a proud 2003 graduate of Alabama A&M University, Miss Alabama A&M University 2002, 2003.
That's right.
I have 3 degrees in physics, the first one being from Alabama A&M University with the 4.0 grade point average. I was a presidential scholar on full academic scholarship all 4 years and graduated with no debt. And that gave me the confidence to go out and bring to life a dream, a divine download that I had to develop a treatment for cancer. I developed a treatment for cancer. Let's put that as part of the introduction. The other 2 degrees in physics I have are from the University of Alabama at Birmingham. I trained for 5 years at the Comprehensive Cancer Center and a year in the Department of Pathology. And the cancer killing technology I developed uses lasers and nanotechnology. And for those who are not scientists, it's like basically taking a laser pointer and really tiny particles that you can't see with the eye that heat up and kill cancer right at the site of the tumor. I have gone on to receive now 2 $1 million grants from the Department of Veteran Affairs, and the FDA has granted breakthrough device designation status for the technology I developed, and that means we are on the fast track to getting approval to starting human clinical trials. I mentioned I'm the founder of the Aura Lee Smith Cancer Research Foundation, and what that means, especially in light of it being Giving Tuesday, is that I'm raising money for this cancer treatment to ensure that it will be affordable and available for all. And let me just tie in a little bit. Coming out of Alabama A&M University without student loans put me in a unique position on the planet to have the courage not to sell out because I needed the funding, and I could stay the course for now 23 years since I had the idea and my aunt lost her battle to cancer, and I can talk about that. But to stay the course, to get into human trials without taking investors, and to raise the money through a 501c3 nonprofit and rely solely on individual generosity and connection with my story heart to heart. We don't have, to this day, not one corporate sponsor. And to this day, I have yet to take, let me rephrase that. To this day, I have not taken any investor money. The reason being that is the reason why healthcare is unaffordable in the United States, right? Because scientists in my position take the investor money. Investors want to get a return on their investment, and they put profit over people, right? And then at the end of it, healthcare is unaffordable, and you have the things like what happened with the EpiPen. So I've been on this journey to create a new reality where this cancer treatment will be affordable and accessible for all by raising money through the foundation. And there are lots of awards and accolades that I'm skipping because, to me, while I appreciate it, the more important part is the heart right? And why I'm doing this work, and the how that's rooted from Normal's Hill and the connection there, right? So I think I'll stop there with my introduction. How is that?
That was
Hey,
good.
that's phenomenal. Go ahead, T.
Right. I feel she makes me feel like I'm underdressed. I should have put on my blazer and my button down, man. But Dr. Green,
No,
good.
we're family. We're family.
Right.
It's like
Good.
we're sitting at the kitchen table. We're just talking.
But good to see you again. It was good to see you at homecoming as well. I know today is Giving Tuesday, and can you talk a little bit about what you have partnered with the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity?
Yes. So Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated was our first national partner and the largest donation that we've had to date. The Brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha have committed $30,000 as a matching gift for all donations made by 11:59 p.m. tonight. So let me put in context. Giving Tuesday is the International Day of Giving to support charities all over the world. And every year I see the stories about how 2 and 3, 4, $5 billion was raised on Giving Tuesday. And we've barely been scratching the surface with $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, right? And so to have the alphas come in, and let me say, Facebook used to do a match, and we would all sit by the phones and wait for the clock to strike midnight on Giving Tuesday Eve and all make our donations, and nobody would ever get the match because billions of people around the world were tapping into their first, and it just never worked out. So a couple of years ago, I decided I was going to make my personal annual contribution and have that be the match. And so I started doing as my tithes a $10,000 annual gift as the match. And then we crossed over the $10,000 mark, and we still didn't. Last year, I think, was the first year we raised $12,000 in addition to my annual gift. So this year, when the Alpha said we're gonna do a $30,000 gift and we can do it as the match for Giving Tuesday, this was one of the most unprofessional moments in my career. I screamed out loud. So the general president for Alpha Phi Alpha, President Metellus, I'm like, ah! And then I said, I'm so sorry, that was so unprofessional, President Metellus. Please excuse me. I usually maintain my composure. And he was like, no, it's okay, Dr. Green. I appreciate the excitement because it's a big deal, right? Most people think, oh, if I don't have millions of dollars to give, let me just wait for you to do it all by yourself. And for them to see me and to step up and to keep their word, make this kind of gift and do it as a challenge to the rest of the Divine Nine and the rest of our community to say, this is what we're doing just for this day. Challenge. Y'all seen the Cosby Show? I know y'all seen it.
Challenge.
Yeah, the tap dance episode.
Yeah. And so I'm excited. So everyone who gives at oralee.org, ORALEE.org, any gift, any amount, if it's $1, $5, $1,000, $10,000, whatever, there's no amount that's too large or too small. Whatever you give will help us move into human clinical trials faster, and all the donations still go towards human clinical trials. I know some people have gotten frustrated and have expressed their frustration that I haven't started human trials yet. Like, well, what's taking so long? I'm like, well, how many people do you know that have developed something and taken it into human trials? One, I'm doing this with very few role models, with little to no doors being opened for me, without any official celebrity support, corporate sponsors, or investors. And this, with all of that, could still be a 20-year journey, right? And so when I'm posting, I need help, I need volunteers, I need advocates, ambassadors, champions, people to be in the room when I'm not there saying, hey, if you're doing a gala, make this charity the beneficiary, right? If you're doing a car wash, make this charity the beneficiary. If you're having a t-shirt sale, make this charity a party, make this charity, this to advocate for us. If you're having a conference, donate 5 or 10% of all the ticket sales, or a concert, donate 5 or 10% of all the ticket sales to this charity. And those things make a big difference. And I need hands on deck to help us raise the money, raise awareness. And I'll say this because I'm amongst family. I realized that I had been pretending that this is easy and I'm okay. And I got it all under control. And I could do it, and I can continue to persevere and put a smile on my face. And I'm thankful to God for this assignment. But it's been hard. And it's not that the treatment itself to develop it was hard. It's like the coursework when I was in grad school wasn't hard. It's the lack of support from people who overlook me or who don't support. I had a conversation the other day where I had an interview with someone with the power, influence, and ability to help make a difference. And someone said, oh, you're excited? I said, no. I said, well, why not? It's like you had an interview with the Yankees. Like, do you know how many times I've interviewed with the Yankees and they got busy, life happened, and they didn't help? And it was, well, you shouldn't lose that enthusiasm. And I'm like, but it's been 23 years. How many times do I go in the restaurant hungry with my plate in my hand and watch everybody else eat? And you still look at me and say, well, aren't you excited that you were in the room? No. I will get excited when somebody makes a plate and pulls out a chair and has me sit down at the table and I can get this treatment into trials, right? When people start saying, hey, in addition to my tithes or my tithes every month, I'm going to make a donation to the Oral Leaf Foundation. That every time I eat, you eat. Every time, like, let me make sure you have a place to live. Let me make sure that you're good. Let me make sure that this foundation comes up with the rest of us as we're building and growing in our careers. But we're going to do this together, and I stand with you. And I see several of my volunteers in the chat, and I tell them we have a meeting every Tuesday, that they keep me inspired on days when I'm tired. That the fact that they keep showing up and that they believe in the work that I'm doing enough to make sacrifices. And I'm grateful that almost all of my volunteers also donate. And for people to see how much I'm carrying and say, okay, maybe I can't carry a ton for you, but give me 1 pound and let me walk it a mile, right? And the humbling part is, like, the interview I did with Roland Martin has had 14 million views to date. And if everyone had given $1, I would have had the money that I needed to start. This first 10 million I've been asking for almost 10 years now. I would have had the money, right? But everybody wrote me and gave me advice and told me to ask Oprah. And and I'm like, if one more person who does not have her personal phone number tells like, if you get her on the phone, I will ask her. But people sometimes don't understand how what's more helpful than suggesting someone else do it It's just give the dollar or the $5 that you can and stand in solidarity with the work that I'm doing. Like, I don't have cancer, right? I do this for the mamas and the aunties and the grandmamas and the uncles and the brothers and the sisters and the nieces, the nephews, the daughters, the sons who do. The people who were turned away from St. Jude, the people who are not being helped by the best of cancer treatments today. Nearly 10 million people a year still die every year despite the best cancer care. So I'm not in competition with the pharmaceutical industry. Nobody's threatening my life. I really just need support. So I know that probably was heavy, but I really appreciate you guys seeing me and saying, hey, come on, let's talk about this, especially on Giving Tuesday, so people can understand. Stop passing the buck. I'm us, right? And the people who know me, because I told somebody the other day, I could speak like this all the time and be prim and proper, but I'm not code switching out here. I'm not straightening my hair. I'm not selling my soul or my body to get this done, right? And if you guys knew the stuff that I had to deal with behind the scenes, and I don't share those things because it's not all pretty, right? And it shouldn't be this challenging to get support from us. I had one of my volunteers said, like, I shouldn't have to ask more than once. I shouldn't have had to ask more than once. But it's humbling. And I prayed about it one time. And I was like, okay, just one time. But the specific thing that I prayed about is, why is it taking so long? And what was revealed to me is, like, if I could do it all by myself, it would have been done 10 years ago, 20 years ago. But there are specific people who also lost a loved one to cancer, who are required to be part of this journey. And it can't happen until they step up. It's not on me, it's on them. So whoever's listening to this, if you also lost a mom, a dad, an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent to cancer, and you've been waiting for something, stop waiting. Get involved and help. We have a website, orally.org/get involved. And it's a place where you go and you sign up for fundraising or volunteering and hosting events, all kinds of things. And a volunteer designed it. Another volunteer put it on the website for us. And volunteers manage the links that take you, where the destinations take you. And in 2003, the summer after I graduated from A&M, my aunt who raised me said she had cancer. She told me the day after I graduated. She was very strategic about making sure nobody told me any bad news while I was studying. I only heard what was happening with the family when I came home. And I didn't appreciate that, because now people call or they text and they put bad news on social media. I'm like, you don't know what I'm in the middle of. And they just blurt stuff out. Did you hear such a... You need to find out, am I driving? Am I sitting down? Like, just don't prep, right? So my my aunt waited until the day after graduation, and she sat us down and she told us she had woman's cancer, and she said that she would rather die than experience the side effects of chemotherapy and radiation. And I was on summer break in between undergrad and grad school. So naturally, I became her primary caregiver. And in those last 3 months of her life, I watched the cooker of Christmas and Thanksgiving dinner, the matriarch of our family, the prayer warrior, the glue that held us together. I watched her deteriorate to the point where she couldn't walk. I remember the first time I had to give her a bath, the woman who bathed me from age 4, having to give her a bath, helping her get back in the bed. I remember her losing her ability to speak when all she could do was moan and grunt. The last question that she ever asked me was to read the Bible to her. And when I tell y'all, if nobody else ever has to go through that, that was enough. And sometimes people like to use my story to get ratings, and I'm like, y'all don't get how it's one of the most heart-wrenching experiences of my life. And I got to get up and tell this story over and over and over again, asking for help. It's hard. And I'm thankful, and I'm grateful, and I'm almost there. And I thank God for the journey. It's been beautiful. And the awards and the accolades, and it's I couldn't have imagined my prayers then for God to use a motherless, fatherless child that was raised by my aunt and uncle, who people called an orphan, and I got offended. I'm nobody's orphan. I'm a child of God. And to dedicate my life to something so much bigger than me, and to have people see me and want to support, I'm grateful. And I like this 1875 challenge to the Bulldogs. Thank you. Yeah, I like that 1875 challenge. I take the challenge. I accept the challenge. And in the middle of the tears, we gotta laugh. We gotta persevere, right? I had young women say, "Well, how do you get through?" Sometimes you can't think about the injuries. You gotta just walk it off and get back up and pray your way through, and keep your eyes on the destination, not on the hurdles or the stumbling block. And that's what I've been doing. And that's how we've gotten this far. And I see Brother Creighton in the chat doing a challenge to the D9. And I did not mention in my introduction that I am a proud member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I was initiated in St. Louis alumni in spring 2005. And when I was on the Hill, most of the time I was there, we were off the yard. But to all my sorors in Delta Delta, I'm sending love, and the alphas are calling us out. So let's go, right? I'm excited. I know I've been emotional and a little bit all over the place with
It's all good. It's good information, man. Like I said, it's inspiring. It's great information. So I'm just listening and soaking it in, and like I say, it's great info. We really do appreciate it.
I'm I'm sitting here and I'm taking this all in because I'm just thinking about all the people that I know that either have cancer,
Mm-hmm.
have lost somebody to cancer. I'm just grateful, just sitting here, just listening and letting you just be yourself. Because I mean, listen, ladies and gentlemen who are watching, and sorry, Jen, I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen who are watching, I just need to say this. I know that there are a lot of podcasts out here that typically, we do entertainment. Listen, tonight is a night that we need people to really absorb this message and absorb this cause. We need people who are out here that are watching. We need you right now to share this stream with as many people as possible. Tell them, listen, I know that you might be doing something else right now. Maybe it is important. Can you just click on YouTube and From the Hill podcast right now and just put this on and just listen and just listen, and also just maybe we can reach several hundreds of people tonight, and even those that are going to watch this on replay, that we can be challenging others to give, because everybody's got a soft spot in their heart for somebody that they know that has dealt with this miserable and terrible disease.
Mhm.
And it's got to touch you so much to where you can step outside of yourselves and challenge yourself and challenge others to give. I just wanted to say that right now, because this is my appeal to get more people. Share the stream. Don't just like the stream. We appreciate everybody that have liked the stream, but please share the stream and get more people into the room here. We've got 60 people watching. We need to get this thing more than double. We need to get more people to come and watch this stream right now. So come on in the room, everybody. I'm sorry, Jen. Go ahead.
Oh, I agree. Like
Hey, Jen, you sound your mic is robotic. You sound like a transformer.
Can you hear me now? Is that better?
No, it's still the same.
You can go ahead and skip and come back.
Go ahead. She said we'll come back to her. Wayne.
Okay, go ahead, Dave.
So, and I was listening to everything, but I was making my donation, so that's why I wasn't looking. I wasn't looking at the camera. But before I get to my question, funny moment that we're sharing, since we're sharing these funny moments during homecoming, right? So Dr. Green and I ran into each other in the airport as we were heading back to our separate destinations, right? And so the young man, another A&M alum, it was a whole bunch of us in the airport. I was telling him, about, Dr. Green, and how nice she was, may not know each other's name at the time, but, we knew of each other on campus, right? So, and I was like staring at her, and I was telling him, and then she said, "You want to take a picture?" I was like, "Oh yeah, let's do it. Let's take a picture." And so as I was getting, everything ready with my phone and everything, she said, "Wait a minute, weren't you in the band?" I was like, "Yeah." She said, "I remember you. You used to come in the calf so dirty." And I thought that was funny because everybody always complained about how dirty we came into the cafeteria after we came from outside the band practice, because sometimes the band director would switch up, us being inside at a certain time or us being outside. And for those of you all who know, back in the day, we didn't have grass out there on that band field. It was just red dirt. So we come in the caf with our white t-shirts on that had dirt stains, and we're musty from the sweat and everything. And now we're trying to get food, and everybody's just like, "Yeah, y'all get away from us," but I thought that was just so funny, because that's how she remembered you being dirty in the cafeteria. But it was great. We took a great picture and everything. But my question is, you talked about
wait, before you get to your question, I just need to say, like, I don't know that I had ever seen you in clean clothes.
Walking around campus with that instrument, right?
I'm sitting here laughing because I completely relate, man. I had that before. I ran track and cross country. They're like, "I ain't never seen you nothing more than workout clothes." Right. So I understand, Dave. I get it.
Let me tell y'all, people will always say, "Do y'all do anything outside of band?" Y'all in band all day. And to her point, we were always dirty, unless you coming like straight from class, right? But if you went back to your room, got into your band clothes, and went to practice, yeah, you was outside in that hot Alabama sun. Oh yeah, you're gonna be kind of dirty. But yeah, that
instead of just Dave, we got to change your name to Dirty Clothes Dave.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Hey, those dirty clothes shaped who I am today.
Right. So I think this was your freshman year, my senior year, right?
Yep. That's exactly right.
Like back then, you didn't have facial hair, any of this, right? So it took me a minute. I'm like, wait a minute.
You used to be so dirty in the cafeteria. It was a good laugh with this. It was a good laugh with the song. The Dirty Dave, I love it. Don't go telling everybody. Well, everybody gonna see it now. So I guess
too late for that.
Run this one, right? Not only
I
will
got
they see it, but
my entire email
they'll also hear it. Right.
streaming live on my YouTube and my Facebook. So it's
Oh man.
it's
It'll be on
Everybody
happening.
gonna
Apple.
know.
It'll be on Apple iPods tomorrow. It's just gonna be
Exactly.
everywhere.
I will be uploading it tonight. But my question
Mhm.
is regards to what the foundation focuses more, just focus on additional to, and you alluded to it earlier, more than just creating effective, treatment, right? You want to make it accessible and you make it affordable. Can you talk a
Exactly.
little bit about the cost that some families, experience
Mhm.
when it comes to cancer treatments and going through therapy and things like that? Just the ballpark figure. I know within your research, these are things that you're looking at as well. And the cost and the accessibility of it is sometimes why some people don't go through the
Mhm.
treatments that are available now.
So that's such a good question. People tend to only focus on the physical side effects, right? The losing your hair, the uncontrollable diarrhea, the nausea, the vomiting, not having an appetite, the weight loss. All of these things I actually experienced when I was the caregiver for my uncle who raised me. And it's like seeing the horrors of cancer and comparing it to the horrors of cancer treatment. It's like neither are good options for the for most people, right? But what people don't often talk about are the financial side effects, right?
Hmm.
So many people go bankrupt, lose their homes, lose their jobs. Sometimes it's because the treatments are so extensive they can't work. And then other times it's because they're so expensive they can't afford them. So if you have insurance, likely it can be affordable with out of pocket maximums. But if you get caught and you don't have insurance, these some of these treatments for one could be hundreds of thousands of dollars,
Wow.
right? And and sometimes that might be hundreds of thousands of dollars for the course of treatment over a few months, but most people don't have that kind of disposable income and not even in their life savings, right?
Hmm.
And so if for the price of a small car, we could treat some cancers, not all, but just some. It could change the landscape, right? And when I think about how some series of cancer treatments can cost more than what the average American makes in a year,
Mm.
right? It's like, how is that fair or right? And it's not that the development of the treatment costs so much. You're paying for all the failed treatment R&Ds that cost so many millions of dollars before they got to the one. So, like, for example, if you can imagine, you guys know Heinz 57 ketchup was an invention, and there were 56 other versions before you got to Heinz 57. Could you imagine every time you paid for Heinz 57 ketchup, you had to pay for the 56 other failed ketchups before then? Like, that's one of the reasons why healthcare in America is not affordable. So, and I know people say, well, you can't just create prices out of nowhere. Um, you have to price it according to the industry. And I'm like, you have to price according to the industry because you're locked into the industry. But if
Hmm.
I can stay independent, I don't have to price according to the industry. I can price according to what it costs us to pay for getting it done. And it's different because I'm different and I think out the box, and that space and confidence to do so came while I was on the hill. I don't know if you guys remember when I ran for Miss Alabama A&M University on a $100 budget with off-colored flyers and banners that we printed out on the home computer.
These kids don't know the struggle.
They don't know the struggle,
They
right?
don't know the struggle.
But the beauty in that was it wasn't about how much money I had to do the campaign. People saw my heart, right? And I did a live with Brother Don Calloway during the pandemic while he was trying to get his hair cut together. And it was quite a treat. If you missed it, you should go back and see that. He was quite in distress during the pandemic trying to cut his hair. But he said to me, he was like, you know, when you ran for Miss A&M, I ran, there were 6 or 7 popular girls. And he was like, to see you win the vote by a landslide the way you did, people would have thought before you started that this was impossible. And he's like, I've seen you do the impossible before. So if anybody can do this, it's you. Like, somebody who doesn't know the level of perseverance. And I'm like, yeah, or stubbornness, whatever you call it. They may not think that you can pull it off, but if anybody can pull this off, it's you. And I feel like the world needs me to not quit, right? And I'm saying to the world, I need you guys to help me, right? And that's where the donations, like, I don't take a salary from the donations. We don't have any paid staff. That's one of the other things that makes us unique as a nonprofit, that we're not putting 70, 80, 90% into overhead, paying staff salaries and things. Like, all the money that we've raised to date, not one penny from donations has been touched, because we haven't gotten to the 10 million that we need to start. All the operational expenses come from money I donate personally from my annual donation. And also when I do speaking engagements, I had to start charging y'all for speaking engagements.
Yeah.
So, my honorariums, I have made payable to the foundation to cover operational expenses so that it's not coming from donations. So I think being creative and having a sense of delayed gratification, and for me, like, having the financial discipline to live a debt-free lifestyle, to be able to prioritize donating to a cause that's bigger than me and I believe in, it's like the sacrifice that I'm making now is so that for, like, globally, people will be able to benefit from this work, right? And I had an opportunity a few years ago to go to Ghana for the year of return. And while I was there, I visited their cancer center. And I saw our brothers and sisters who had traveled from neighboring countries because they didn't have a local cancer treatment center near them. And they got to this facility, and there still wasn't much hope for them. And they didn't have the luxury of affordable health care. They didn't have access to the best. So sometimes people don't understand when I'm saying accessible and affordable. Like, there was a time when I was in graduate school at UAB and I was a member of 6th Avenue Baptist Church. We used to go down to the Delta. You guys know about the Delta?
Oh, yeah.
It's like the Black Belt, right? In Alabama and Mississippi. And you go there and it's like going back in time where some of the towns don't have street lights and people still sharecrop. And I'm like, did they not get the memo? We free now. I
We
shouldn't
done with
joke. I
that.
shouldn't joke like that. I shouldn't joke like that. But it's like doing a time travel, going back in time, and to see um, that they didn't have a local hospital, and that
Right.
their health records were maintained on a mobile home unit that would go down twice a year, and we would go down and volunteer and fry fish and pass out things and provide them with basic health care and give them their blood pressure meds and all this. But they didn't have access to the best of care, the same as some of the brothers and sisters who were traveling from neighboring countries in Ghana to Ghana. They didn't have access, right? We take access for granted, that we can just call 911 or go check in at our local hospital or now urgent care and get health care. And so to incorporate the concept of access, because healthcare shouldn't be a luxury. It's a basic human right, not a luxury, right? So to be able to make the treatment accessible and affordable, I think sometimes, I don't know that I ever break down the accessible part, because it's just like, oh, accessible and affordable, those are synonyms. No, they're not, right? You could have the money, you could, but not have access. Or you can have access and not be able to afford it, right? And there's some people who live in the inner cities where they could access it, but they can't afford it. So being the first in my family and my immediate family to go to college, I didn't have the luxury to forget where I've come from, right? So I don't turn down investor money because I don't want a bigger house and I don't want a nicer car, right? And I look at my car, it's getting older. I'm looking at where I live. This could be nicer, but I'm operating from core values that the world is not about my comfort personally and my luxuries and what I can afford and how I can floss and how big a car can I drive, how big a house can I have. And I'm not saying anyone's wrong for affording themselves that luxury, but what about the people on the planet who don't have their basic human needs met? At what point do we have enough red bottoms? At what point do we have enough $4,000 purses? At what point have we splurged enough to compensate for whatever we are lacking emotionally, spiritually, where we need the things to feel fulfilled? At what point do we start thinking about our legacy? At what point do we start wanting to contribute and make the world a better place? At what point do we invest in something? And some people think, okay, well, I'll do this for my kids. Sometimes I'm like, no, you may need to do this for you because you smoke cigars. And this could help save your life one day, right? And it's not that I'm 20, 30 years away from starting. Like, I'm really on the cusp. And we could be in human trials in less than a year now. So behind the scenes, I've been working my butt off, if I may say that. I know y'all probably say way worse stuff than this on the podcast.
Oh yeah, you could have definitely
This
went all the way.
yeah, you definitely could have.
But I'm a role model. So there's certain things I won't say. But like a duck with my feet underwater, I've been behind the scenes making things happen, right? And we're at the point where we're within a year, once we get this once we get to the $10 million, we're within a year of getting started. Everything's positioned and aligned now, right? And so it's a good time to jump in, because I will do a recount of who my friends are when we get finished, and the people who didn't help me, I'm gonna act funny. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna act funny. Don't want no new friends then. We can
You
all
got
be friends now, but don't, no. When
you
I
got
act
every right
funny,
to. You got every
when I
right
act
to.
funny when I finish, because for the people who did not donate,
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
we got the receipts. We keeping the
right,
full
Exactly.
ledger.
Exactly.
Right.
Dr. Green,
Jen.
Dr. Green, I just want to say, first of all, thank you. Thank you for what you're doing. This is, when you said divine download, that's just blown my mind. My mind has been blown since then, because I know
Oh,
this is real work, and we appreciate everything that you're doing.
thank you.
How can I know that when early in the interview you stated that you're having to, hold the door open for yourself. How can we, in
Mhm.
addition to donate, how
Yes,
can we lift some of that off you? In addition to donate, because we all need to donate, everyone. Make sure I want to make sure I say this. Please donate.
thank you.
This is
Yes,
so important work. How can we lift some of that off your shoulders? We want to
thank
help you
you.
open the door.
Thank you. I love that question. That is my favorite question. Thank you for asking. So we just got this brand new page, oralee.org/get involved. ORALEE. Thank you, Tracy, for putting it in the chat.
Man, she was on it. She
ORALE.org
was
slash
on
get
that one.
involved. Yeah. When I
She read
tell
your
you,
mind.
let me say, like, I love Tracy Stevenson. She is a godsend. And I tell her, I thank God for her. So let me give you an example of what Tracy does. Everybody who says they want to do a car wash, a, a gala, a book fundraiser, whatever they're doing, a business that wants to give 10% of sales to us for a season, a year, or in perpetuity, Tracy reaches out to each of those individuals, and she gets what they want to do in writing. We set up a contract, and she manages that process from start to end, and I sign off on it, and then we, promote them on our social media. But we have and need volunteers to help us with everything from social media. We had somebody helping us with StreamYard at one point, but then they got sick, and I didn't have somebody else to step in. So having the technical support to do these kind of professional, like people been saying for years, you need a podcast. I'm like, I need somebody to help me with StreamYard and editing and sound check and the like. So let me say, I need volunteers. If you have 2 or 3 hours a week, and some people with their expertise, it could be 2 or 3 hours a month, right? But then some people, like our average volunteer is volunteering about 5 hours a week, like 1 hour for a weekly meeting, and then a couple of hours to do the things behind the scenes. But there are some people who are booked and busy, and they come with such an executive level of expertise. A couple of hours a month would also be good. We have a volunteer from the Hill who's an accountant who helped us get all our stuff into QuickBooks, right? We have people who are helping us with the annual reports and the graphic designers. You go back and see the flyers that I made, they look like I made them. And so we had some professional graphic designers come in and give us some templates, and then we got some quotes on there and some brand awareness and things like that. And those things, even though they're like, yeah, it just took a couple of hours one month and hooked you up with a whole deck of things that we put out on social media every couple of weeks, and those things matter. So when I say I need volunteers, my dream is to have 100 ambassadors who go out and do speaking engagements at churches, at fraternity and sorority chapter meetings, at um, Rotary clubs, retirement centers, um, interviews on the local radio and local television stations, to be champions and spread the work, the news about the work that I'm doing, and that we need help, right? Um, to go into corporate offices on team development days and engage them with how as a corporation they can get involved, right? Those are so my goal is to get 100 ambassadors. Another goal is to get 100 social media street team volunteers who there are posts about me that go viral, like Beyonce, Snoop Dogg, Leslie from Saturday Night Live, Cardi B. These people posted about me and didn't put a lick in there about how I need funding. It was just Black girl cured cancer, and they got all the clicks. I've never put out anything that's gone viral, but they put it out. It's one of their highest posts. And I need people in the comments telling people, hey, follow her. This is her name. Follow her and her page, blow her social media up, and donate. And that volunteer role is something most people could do in an hour or two a week, right? Because you're already on social media half the day and taking a few minutes to help respond to comments and even to like and engage with what we're putting out every day. The algorithm isn't showing our content to even our own followers because we don't have enough people commenting, right? And so those are some smaller jobs like the QuickBooks. Shout out to Tracy Smoot. That took a lot of effort and a lot of work. And I was like, no, I owe you real big for that. But then there are other things where it's just copying and pasting quotes on templates. So some people like, yeah, I'm busy and I think a lot at work. I want to come and do something simple. But then there's some people who are like, yeah, I want to host a gala for you. Or we already host a gala. Let's partner with you to donate a percentage of proceeds, right? And I have been trying to get in touch with our classmates who do the Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I tell you, I feel like it's treason when I see them supporting other cancer charities. That shouldn't be allowed in our village, right?
Right.
Make that face if you want to.
You're right.
I said
That's right.
And it's because they some of them went to school with me and I can't get in touch with them, right? And it's okay if they don't care about cancer and it hasn't affected them. But when I see them supporting other cancer charities, I'm like,
right.
What's up?
Right.
Got a board out
Right.
in your own backyard.
Right. Like take care of home first.
Yeah.
And we're gonna put that's gonna get clipped. We're gonna post it to our Facebook, Instagram, and I'm gonna send it to you so you can post it to yours as well. Because it's the truth. And I'm glad you brought that up because I was thinking like we know we have people that support each other, we have our family. But if people that are just in these Facebook groups on Facebook help each other more, if they subscribe to us more or donate to you more, we'll be so much far ahead than where we want to be. You know, and like we try to put the image of the university out there in a positive light. We do this free of charge. This is all volunteer work. Nobody pays us to do this. But so we need to help each other though. You help me, I help you, and then we bring everybody up. So I mean, you told the truth then. Like we need to help each other. People that we walk the hill with are in places where they can bring us up or we can bring each other up. So we got to do better with helping each other out.
Yeah. And I'm gonna this whole thing has just been amazing. You see, I just been sitting here. Listen, everybody who's been posting in the comments, you've all been amazing. You see, I've been just posting them as we've gone through. I have to say this. I need to say this as we get towards the end of the segment. I made the appeal earlier for more people to share the stream. So now I'm going to say something on behalf of those that are going to watch this back on replay. I have to say this for sure, because what you just said, Dr. Green, about people that you know you, that seen this story, they say, oh, that's such a wonderful story. But listen, we're not here. We're not here to We're not here to single folks out. We're not here to make you feel guilty.
Right.
But what we are here to do is we're here to make you aware. We're here to make you aware that this is a cause that needs help. This is not someone who is just looking for any accolades. This is not someone who is looking to land a book deal, a show on television, or anything of that nature. This is life to Dr. Green. And anyone who knows about something that's life to you, you understand the struggle, you understand the joy, you understand the pain, you understand the frustrations that come from just needing something like help. And if you understand what that feeling means, more like anybody else that's sitting here on this screen, you should be getting in line to be part of this cause. Because again, I said it earlier, there are several people, almost everyone around knows someone that lost their life to cancer, currently has cancer, or survived cancer. There was something that was Pamela, you put it in the chat earlier, a couple of statistics, and I posted those, and I love that. And I hope people who see this back on replay will absorb those messages.
Yes.
I just like to say, all Alabama A&M Bulldog people,
Yes.
okay? I have to say this on behalf of the Hill. Now, I know that everybody, normally we will argue and go back and forth, and we'll make complaints about what we think should be on the Hill, what shouldn't be on the Hill. We'll complain about football, basketball, whatever. This is not one of those times that we need to be having any differences. This is the time where everybody that has a wallet and has a credit card, has a bank account, needs to step up and just put your money where your mouth is. I'm making this appeal here that we said 1875, but whatever you can give, whenever you can give it, do that. And also, lastly, I'll say too, make sure that you spread the message, because word of mouth still works in 2025.
It does.
I know we got social media, I know we got all that. That stuff spreads. But guess what? Word of mouth still works also.
Yep. Sure does.
So, Dr. Green, I want to just say, I just want to encourage you tonight, because you have come and you've poured your heart and you poured your soul into this broadcast tonight. Like, this, you poured your soul into this.
Yes.
And I know that as you pour your soul into this, I know that once you get ready to step forward here, sooner rather than later, probably even as soon as you get off this, you're going to have a whole lot more donations that are going to come through. I'm going to say that. I'm putting it in the atmosphere. There's going to be so many more donations that's going to be coming through.
Yes,
You're not going to be able to count it. Because I'm also telling you, there's going to be some people who have heard this tonight that are going to say, you know what? I love this cause. I'm stepping forward. I'm going to volunteer some hours. I'm going to give you some time.
Yes.
All the stuff that you need, you are going to get it, because you have not, because you asked not. You asked for it.
Yes.
So you're going to receive it. You're going to get it. And I declare it now.
Amen.
Come on, Pastor.
I declare
Come
it
on,
now.
Pastor.
Listen.
Hey, somebody said do it. Somebody said do it for Dirty. Somebody said do it for Dirty Dave, and I agree. Do it for Dirty Dave. If you do it for anybody, do it for Dirty Dave.
That's the new name now, Dirty Dave. That's the new name.
We are not doing
That would be the name.
No. But yes, just to again co-sign Wayne, if you have ever sat on the front row of a church and you watch as those last services for a loved one who has succumbed to this horrible, it is horrible. Like so much that you said, Dr. Green, I've been a caretaker for my grandfather who had pancreatic cancer, and it's not easy, and it's not easy. But if you sat in that role, and this again, adding to that appeal, open your heart, open your wallet, open your mouth, share, volunteer, because this, again, important work. We've all been touched. We've all been touched by cancer, whether it's surviving, again, like Wayne said, surviving, losing someone, or just, you know, having people in our, we're having it ourselves. Everyone has been touched in some way by cancer. So this is all on us. This is all on us. This is, again, we have to help Dr. Green with this. So my extra appeal, and not just today. We get, yes, this is Giving Tuesday, but let's make this Giving Wednesday, Giving Thursday, Giving Friday, Giving next
Yeah.
month.
Yes.
You know, after you done, Christmas and rang out January.
Yeah,
She's
you
still
can
on
set
the
up. You can set up monthly recurring payments. You can set it and forget about it.
There it
Give,
is.
She's gonna
give
need
like
that help.
give like you give the money away during homecoming.
There it
Listen,
is. There it is.
just
There it
if you
is.
could just say one bottle, let there just one bottle and donate. Just one
One
bottle.
bottle.
There it is. And also to everybody, Aura Lee Foundation. I like to just say thank you to all of you too.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
Yes.
continue to keep doing what you're doing.
And let me
Because
echo that. Thank you, team. Team Orly is the lifeline, and I love you guys. I thank God for you guys. I appreciate you guys. I didn't mean to cut you off, Wayne. I
no,
wanted
no.
to be the amen choir on that. Yes.
You
Yes.
said exactly where I was going. So listen, I'm a man of faith, and like I said, I love this whole thing, and I love everything that you said tonight. I love the whole cause, and I love everything you stand for. And I'm just looking forward to hearing all of the praise reports.
Yes.
And I'm just looking forward for all those that refuse to give, that will begin to feel, oh, I need to come and make amends. And they will be making amends
Yes.
quickly.
Listen,
So
And but
because the
before
call
we,
out has been issued. The call out has been, listen, I was like, my. The call out
Was
has been issued.
that wrong? Was that wrong?
look,
No,
no,
that was right.
nope, not
They
at
said,
all.
man, they said some folk on TV shows and folk
Charity
that got.
begins at home. Charity begins at home.
There it is. There it is. There it is. So
Now,
Right.
before we let Dr. Green go, excuse me, I want to thank her for attending Alabama A&M University, because you guys know I have spoke a lot about how often we have to debunk the stereotypes about our institutions, about how our degrees don't hold weight, that we're all still party schools, and that we can't compare to our counterparts, in various fields. And so we are looking at a Black woman, an HBCU grad, who is a physicist, changing the world. So next time you hear somebody say something about an HBCU, you tell them look up Dr. Hadiyah-Nicole Green and the Orly Foundation.
Yep. And I just got a text from my brother Antonio Logan. Shout out to you, Antonio Logan.
Antonio.
He said I'm setting up my monthly donation right now.
Thank
There
you.
you go.
There it
Thank
is.
you. I want to read this text that I got. It said, I apologize for not setting up my auto pay to help the movement. You are doing a great job, and I'm going to advocate for the charity.
There we go.
There we
Boom.
go.
Look,
Boom.
that's all we got to
I
do.
love it.
And there it is right there. That's
I'm about to drop it. Y'all,
Drop
these
it right
mics cost too much though, so we can't be dropping.
Oh
these.
yeah, we ain't dropping this one.
yeah. That's why this one sits on the
I
stage.
lay it down. I lay
On
it
the
down
stage.
slowly.
Right. We'll slide it to the side.
Right.
But seriously, Dr. Hadiyah-Nicole Green, we love you. We appreciate you so very, very much for taking the time. And we just and also I wanted to say this too. Anytime you want to come on back, let us know.
Thank you. With my whole heart, I appreciate you guys. It felt like I just pulled up a seat at the kitchen table and I can, open up and speak freely and talk to my family in a way. I've never had another interview like this one. And I wanted to give you guys something real that there are other spaces I don't feel safe enough to say and share the way that I did tonight. So thank you guys for giving me the safe space to speak on things that I don't normally address, and to echo and hear and see me. And to everyone that donated, thank you guys. To everyone who signed up to volunteer, to every new follower on social media, thank you. And again, to my team, like, I couldn't do this. I literally can't do this by myself. So thank you to Team Orly. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
All right.
All right, thank you so much. Have a
We'll
good
see you
one.
next time, Dr.
Thanks, Dr.
Green.
Green.
God bless you.
God bless you all too. Happy Giving Tuesday. And don't forget to donate.
Absolutely.
Amen. We'll see you. It's Dr. Green, y'all.
Yep.
Dr. Hadiyah-Nicole Green, y'all. Man, what a great time. What a great time.
Hey, y'all, hey, and also supporters, stay on too. We got a few more minutes. We got to make these game picks, and we would love to hear your opinions as well. So don't leave us just yet.
Yeah, and
Make your game picks and donate. Donate and pick. Donate.
Exactly. And so these, well, it's not necessarily SWAT game picks, but
right.
These game picks are brought to you by Rita's Italian Ice and Frozen Custard, located in Madison, Alabama. Whether you're craving something cool and refreshing or smooth and creamy, Rita's has you covered. Stop by today and taste the flavors that make every game day sweeter. Rita's Italian Ice and Frozen Custard, located at 8042 US Highway 72 West in Madison. All right, we got some games that we're going to go through. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody knows how this works. We're going to run through this as we put the games up on the screen. You make your picks with us, and we'll go for it. All right, we got a little bit of championship week. We got conference championship games. So we'll start here with the Conference USA Championship. Jacksonville State coming in at 8-4. They're hosting this game. Kennesaw State, led by Jerry Mack, HBCU grad. How about that? So these guys, they played in the regular season. Jackson State won the first game, but we'll see what the rematch is. Jay the Great, who you got?
You know, I'm partial. I like Jerry Mack and what he's doing, but I have a family full of Gamecocks. So their atmosphere on site, it would have been a home game. I see Jacksonville State pulling off the repeat.
All right, Dave.
Kennesaw State, going with the HBCU man.
All right, T.
Man, I want to pick Jacksonville State because it's the home team, but I can't pick against my homegirl Alicia English that will be here next week. She's
thought about her too.
Yep. Working athletics at Kennesaw State. She still works there now, so I got to pick Kennesaw State for this one.
Yeah, Jacksonville State, they won the first game there in Jacksonville State. Hard to beat a team twice. Give me the Owls of Kennesaw State to get this one done. Now we go over to
Sunbelt.
That was the Conference USA. Now we talk Sunbelt. Now James Madison, the Dukes, they just entered the top 25. Before we went live, they got in at 25 on the college football playoff poll. They host the Troy Trojans there in Harrisonburg, Virginia. Head coach Bob Chesney, he got the job at UCLA this week. He's going to coach, and they're going to try to make this last-ditch effort, barring some upsets, maybe to slip in as being the highest-ranked conference champion and get that 12th spot in the college football playoff. T. Gooden, what you got?
Man, as bad as I want to pick Troy, I can't. I'm going to go pick James Madison for the win.
Dave.
Yeah, same here. James Madison.
Jay the Great.
Yeah. So, I love to root for the home squad, but first of all, have y'all ever been to James Madison's campus? It is absolutely beautiful.
I haven't.
Just had to throw that. It is beautiful. With that being said, James Madison, they still are trying to, wiggle into that 12th playoffs, 12th playoff spot. So I see them winning.
Just to get beat, but that's another story.
Sir.
Listen, Bob Chesney, he ain't going out. He ain't going. If this is the last game he coaches at James Madison, he ain't going out losing on his home field. Give me the Dukes. The Dukes by a lot.
Bigly.
Yeah. Oh, another big one. Now we go to the American. Friday night. Tulane.
AAC.
and North Texas Mean Green. Both head coaches have already got new jobs. Eric Morris with the Mean Green is headed to Oklahoma State, and Tulane, John Summerall, he's headed to Florida. He was just introduced yesterday. But first and foremost, both of these teams are ranked. Tulane currently holds the top spot of a group of 5, and they have a really good shot to get in. T. Gooden, who you got?
Man, I'm going to go with Tulane on this one. I like what Tulane's been doing. I've seen a couple, not full games, but I've seen a good bit of games. I'm going with Tulane on this one.
All right, Dave.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tulane also. I've seen a couple of highlights, but not just like T, not full game. So I'm gonna go with Tulane.
Jen?
I will be picking the school that is located in the Garden District of New Orleans. And that will
There it is. There it is. I've got the Green Wave. I like Jake Retzloff. He was the quarterback at BYU last year. They've had a really good season. I think John Summerall is going to leave the home field there at Yeoman Stadium really, really well on Friday night. Green Wave. All right, now we got Mountain West. This is a rematch of last year, and this had a funky 4-way tie break to settle on these two teams. So UNLV is going out to Boise State, who's attempting to do a three-peat in Mountain West. Dan Mullen, used to coach Florida, used to coach Mississippi State. He's the head coach of UNLV. So Jay the Great, who you got?
It is hard to three-peat. So I'm going with UNLV.
All right, Dave?
I haven't seen either of these teams play, so I'm just gonna pick one. I'm gonna go with UNLV.
All right, T.
Yeah, I'm gonna side with UNLV simply because their coach. I've seen him coach before at Mississippi State and also Florida. So I expect them to win. Is this in Boise, Wayne?
It's in Boise. Yeah, it's in Boise.
Yeah, I'm still gonna go with UNLV.
It's hard.
All right. I really, really love Coach Danielson with Boise State. He does a really, really good job. But I got UNLV. I think they're gonna get it done in this one. Now we go to the MAC, getting a little bit closer to my neck of the woods. You got this now. Talking about tiebreakers, okay? Western Michigan, they won the regular season outright. They only had one conference loss. Miami of Ohio survived a 4-way tie for second to get in, and they got in on tie breaks. So you've got Western Michigan with Coach Lance Taylor, a brother. Love that dude. They're playing Miami of Ohio. This game is in Detroit at Ford Field, neutral site. All right, Jay the Great, who you got?
Ooh, I'm going to have to go with West Michigan.
All right, Dave?
I'm going to disrupt it with the possible trend. I'm going to go with Miami.
T.
So I'm going to go with whoever Wayne goes with, which I'm guessing Wayne's going to go with Miami, Ohio, simply because they're Ohio and this is a Michigan team. So I'm going to go. Okay. So Wayne, you go then. Whatever Wayne picked, I'm going with him.
Listen, I've got the Western Michigan Broncos. That's who I got. So I guess that's who you got too, T.
Yep. Western Michigan.
All right. ACC championship.
This is crazy too.
Talking about crazy, funky tiebreakers.
Right.
Okay. This was a 6-way tie at 6-2. And the 6-way tie produced Virginia and Duke. Right. Virginia is ranked. Duke is obviously not. These two played during the regular season. Virginia went to Durham and beat the brakes off of them. But this time it's in Charlotte, and there's a whole lot more on the line. I love what Tony Elliott does for Virginia, and also I like Manny Diaz with Duke. This is crazy, crazy, crazy. But T. Gooden, who you got?
I'm going to go with Virginia.
All right. Dave?
Yeah, let me give Virginia too.
Jay?
I'm going with Virginia.
It's a clean sweep.
Yeah, it's a clean sweep.
Clean sweep. I got Virginia also. All right, here we go. Big 12. Woo! Man, the stakes are high in this one. Okay, woo. BYU.
It's a lot of games.
BYU has to win this game to make the playoff. Texas Tech, they were just put in at the 4 spot. So Texas Tech, they appear to be safe regardless of how this turns out. They played about 4 weeks ago in Lubbock. Texas Tech beat them 29-7. This game's at Jerry World in Arlington, Texas. All right. Big stakes in the Big 12. Jen, who you got?
Again, I'm gonna have to go with Texas Tech.
All right. Dave?
I'm gonna go with BYU.
Woohoo! Okay. All right. T.
Man, nothing against the Mormon faith, but they ain't winning this game. The Mormons are not gonna come down to Dallas and Texas and beat those boys in Jerry World. Not gonna happen. Going with Texas Tech.
Hey, I got guns up, man. Guns up. Texas Tech, man. I got them getting in here, and watch out for them boys in the playoff. They are legit.
Listen.
All right.
Another
and
4-1
now
tie.
we go over here to the SEC. And in Atlanta, now here's a funny thing. These guys have played in the SEC championship. This will be the 5th time.
Right.
This will be the 5th time. Georgia has failed to beat Alabama in the SEC championship. They played earlier in the season in Athens. Alabama went into Athens and pulled off a 3-point victory. Oh boy, Alabama knows if they do not win this game, they're not going to make the playoff.
Facts.
Georgia sits at 3. They know they're going, but they badly want to beat the Tide. Jay the Great, what do you got?
So I know it's easy to judge, like Alabama's last couple of games based off of their play, but you cannot look at the Auburn game and count that because Auburn has like a special type of voodoo that they have in Jordan Hare during the Iron Bowl.
Right.
I think this is going to be a breakout game for Ty Simpson. Even though yes, it's in Atlanta, everyone knows that Mercedes-Benz is the home, the Georgia home of the Crimson Tide. So with that being said, I say I have Alabama winning again. I mean, they're Georgia's kryptonite.
Dave?
I'm going with them Georgia boys.
I don't even have to ask the question to T.
Yeah, but I expect this game. This game has never been a blowout. You can go all the way back to 07-08 when Murray was the quarterback, when Georgia was like 5 yards away from winning the SEC championship. So I expect to be on the edge of my seat in the 4th quarter, like always. But I'll go Bama with the edge, of course. But it's gonna be a good game. It always is, man. It always is.
Listen, man. I hate to do this to y'all.
I'm gonna block you, Wayne.
No, everybody does those.
I hate to do this, but I listen. I think Georgia, as bad as they looked against Georgia Tech on Friday, they look bad. I think Kirby wants this one real bad.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
Give me the Georgia Bulldogs to get this one done, and unfortunately send Alabama into Kalen DeBoer. Oh boy, they're gonna be after that boy after this if that happens.
Well,
All
I'm
right.
gonna say this. I just want to add that Kirby Smart is an Alabama native. He gonna get up there and get fanned. He's gonna be fanned out.
Right.
Yeah.
Bama.
Yeah. All right.
Woo!
Big Ten championship.
Now, this is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good one right here.
2 in Indianapolis. You ain't gonna be able to find a seat nowhere in Lucas Oil Stadium on Saturday night on Fox. All right, Jay the Great, where you going with this?
I watched they call it the game last week. I watched it, and typically Michigan has Ohio State's number, but this season, I don't know what Ryan Day has said to this team, but they look. I'm gonna be honest. If I can be completely honest, unless the only team I think in this country that can beat Ohio State is Ohio State. I'm just being honest. With that being said, I think Ohio State is going to win, and I think they're going to make a statement win. That win in the game last week is going to really push and propel them to have a statement victory against Indiana.
Dave,
Give me them Buckeyes. Go Ohio State.
T.
Man, this is really a tough one to pick, honestly, because last year when Indiana was doing their thing, I was like, it's just a fluke. They'll be done. It'll be, every team has a good year, but they came back with vengeance. They're 12-0, but Ohio State is Ohio State. I always tell people three big dogs in college football: Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State. Those teams gonna always be in the mix at the end, like we are now. They're always there. I don't care how much any other team spends money, care who they fire with coaches. Those three teams always at up top. So I'm gonna go Ohio State, but again, I think it's gonna be one of those tight ones. Like it's gonna be a good football game, and that's gonna be a great way to end Saturday night.
Well, for me, do you even have to ask the
Nope.
question?
We don't have
Nope,
to
we
ask
don't.
you. We
No,
don't
we
have to
don't.
There
ask
you
Dr.
go.
We don't have to ask Dr. Bryant. We don't have to ask Mac Howard. We don't have to ask none of y'all.
And so now we finish up with the SWAC championship game going on down there in Jackson.
I don't want to take
I
this one.
I spent a good 45 minutes on my show Sunday nights breaking this whole thing down. And Lord Jesus, man, Prairie View, they looked even more impressive when I got through all the numbers. Defensively, those boys can play. And listen, T. Jackson, and he gonna bring these boys to Jackson State. Gonna bring them into the vet. He ain't gonna be intimidated at all. Man, excited to see this one at 2 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. And Jay the Great, you are up. Who you got?
So, like to kind of piggyback what you said about the stats. Prairie View's defense is so underrated. I didn't realize until I went to the NCAA website that they are, top 10 in FCS in total defense. That is big. That's pretty big. This game typically at this matchup is pretty lopsided with Jackson State winning by a lot. But I've seen both of these teams in person against my squad, mind you.
Right.
And so, both teams, dominated our team, unfortunately. Just this year. We don't be back in this year. But I saw in the Prairie View game, their defense completely shut down their offense. And I, as a person who does not miss any games, whether I'm if I can't make it physically, I'm on somebody's cell phone or whatever watching. I watched how disciplined their team was on the sideline. I was at the game. They literally chant together. They cheer together. I know a lot of people make jokes because of their 80 game losing streak. But this is a different team, y'all. This is a different team, and even though Jackson State, they're at home, they are the favorites. They are the favorites. I've just kind of been watching both teams as they closed out their last couple of games, and Prairie View has looked stronger. With that being said, my pick depends on one person, and that's Jacoby Morgan. If he plays Saturday and he has a great game, I have Jackson State winning. But I'm gonna be honest, I think I have Prairie View in the upset.
Oh boy. All right, Dave, who you got?
So I think this is, I know when on your show you went through all the analytics and everything, but I think this is going to come down to who won it the most. So both of them are here to prove something, right? And got expectations out there. So Jackson State's expectation is we're going to go back to back, right? Mm-hmm. And so Prairie View expectation, especially from Coach Jackson, his expectation is championship year one. And he's been preaching that. What he said when he first got hired, he not waiting 2 or 3 years to turn the program around.
Right.
He's trying to do it in year one.
Mm-hmm.
And so from that, and he's basically he's done what he said he wanted to do thus far, right? So I think it's going to come down to who's going to win it the most between these two. This is going to be a really good game. But if I'm picking a winner, I will have to give it to Jackson State.
All right, T. Gooden.
I'm gonna go with Prairie View for the win. I saw Jackson State almost fall apart on the quarterback meal. So I'm gonna go with Prairie View, and then Prairie View's coach, he talks a lot, but you know when a person talks a lot and they back it up and they say it what they're gonna do, you can't do anything but respect it. So I think they'll win this game. I don't care if it means in Jackson or not. I don't think that's really gonna factor. It's a championship game, so I'm gonna go with Prairie View.
Yeah, I already made my pick on this, so I'm still sticking with my pick. I believe in my pick. I picked Jackson State to win this game 27-17. But I have crazy amounts of respect for Prairie View, who they are, what they do. Love Coach Jackson. He's got so much confidence. His staff, they're going to come in there ready to play. And it will not shock me at all if Prairie View wins this game. Not at all.
And that's all. I think this might have been the most on the fence pick I've ever made this season, because for the first time in a long time, both teams from the West and the East are solid. Not saying that in previous years, typically it's been an unbalanced score, but this one is going to be a good matchup. So y'all, SWAC fans, make sure y'all tune in, support. If you are in vicinity, go and get a ticket, go support, cut your TVs, watch parties, get your snacks ready, and get ready, because in this, the team that makes it to the Celebration Bowl has their hands full.
Oh, do they?
Yeah,
they got their hands full.
Oh, do they?
We just, I do think that whoever wins this game is going to be the best representation for the SWAC. So I'm supporting whoever wins.
If you want a good laugh leading up to the game, get you a Twitter account, because these two schools
they've been going at it. They've been going at it for a month.
They are going at it
for a month. So, but yeah, man, tonight was such a great night. I'm so elated by everything that went forward tonight. Those that are watching, still make sure that you share this stream, share all the information with your people. Yeah, man, I'm just so grateful. Thank you again to Dr. Hadiyah-Nicole Green. Thank you to all the Orly Foundation people, and workers and helpers and all that good stuff. T, you got something to say?
Yeah, I do. Hey, man, this is show number 99. Next Tuesday will be From the Hill, number 100. We need all of you to tell 100 people to tune in next week. We got some nice guests. We got some nice guests coming on that we'll announce soon. We got some special stuff that we're gonna do. So show 100 will be tomorrow. We've been around for a minute.
You mean next week Tuesday?
Yeah, not tomorrow. Next Tuesday, next week. So show 100 to be here. So make sure you all are here. Pay attention to social media so you can see who's coming up. But be here anyway. Be here if it's just us. So
make sure hang out with us.
Yeah.
Our 100th birthday.
Yep. And so, as we come to the end of our night tonight on show number 99, we once again thank everybody for making the time tonight. And you all have your assignments. And hope that everybody out there is well. And continue to support From the Hill podcast. Continue to support all HBCUs everywhere. So for Jay the Great, Dave, you're just Dave. Not Dave. Dirty Dave. You're just Dave.
Yeah, I repeat that. Don't y'all call me.
It was just for this segment.
Okay. Now those that's watching, don't y'all.
Right.
After the night, that's that.
Right.
Fade away from your minds.
Right. But also for T Gooden, and also shout out to Corey Williams and also DT Green. Hey man, God bless y'all. Home game for the men tomorrow night against Tennessee State. And then you got the women going up against Tuskegee and Miles coming up. So God bless everybody. We love everybody. We'll see you next week.